No, honey, I swear I wasn't playing with the torch today. This sunspot. Hey YouTube, it's John here. Hey, today I'm going to show you how I built this 8-foot by 4-foot by 16-inch high planter box. And most of the stuff is I resourced from here on the ranch, except for the wood. I think I paid $60 for it, but that's all. That's the whole cost of this thing. And I have a lot of seedlings started that's going to fill this baby up. So stay tuned. Let's plant some vegetables. One thing you'll discover is when you buy an 8-foot piece of lumber at the lumber yard, it's not exactly 8 feet. So if I were to take this board, I haven't measured it yet, so it may be 8 feet, but probably not. And I was just to come up 4 feet and cut it. One would be longer than the other. So we're going to measure it first, figure out what we got, and then divide it from there. This is going to be the front and the back of our planter box. So see, what we got is 96 3/8. So we're going to split that and then we'll give it a cut. So about half of this is going to be 48 1/8. Not that 1/8 would matter either way. It's a planter box. But we'll make it as pretty as we can anyway. Alright, so that's the easy part. We got the front and the back. Now we'll get our other boards and we're going to make a square and we're going to set it on the ground over here. Now we're ready to put it together.
He's buck chasing.
Klaus, leave it alone. Okay, there's the bottom half. Let's see if we can get a top half on there. So in order to connect the two halves, I'll just take this old scrap 2x4, screw it to both of these walls, and then I can set the other boards in here and get it all connected together. So now we have something to screw on. We can add our second layer. So you could, this doesn't come up all the way. There's no real reason for that other than, you know, this is scrap wood. You use what you got. You don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on your planter when you're not going to grow hundreds of dollars worth of vegetables. So use what you got. This is just a vessel, if you will. This is just going to be a vessel to grow your food. So it doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be new wood. It could be scrap wood. The only thing you want to avoid is using stuff like pressure treated wood or wood that is contaminated with stains and stuff, because you don't want that in your food. Okay, let's keep moving. Now on these sides, because this is such a long span, I don't want the dirt to push one board out as opposed to the other board. So we'll just keep taking our scraps and we'll just give it a brace in the center, and that should keep it steady. Look at that. A screw with no screw. One over there, one over here. Okay, there's our box. We're getting somewhere. So now the question is, what's to keep this from rotting? Well, that's what's coming up next. We're going to get our torch and we're going to give this a char. We're going to char this whole box, and that should give it some preservative. Let's get it on. We're going to give this a little char, try to preserve it a little bit. It's not going to last forever, but it will last for a couple seasons. Those planters down behind me, they were charred a couple years ago, and they're still doing well. So it seems to be a good system. Now we'll flip it over, do the other side. Got our box burned. Let's let it cool off and we'll get it placed where we want it and get on to the next step. We don't want the grass to grow through into our vegetables. So like I said, a lot of this stuff you want to do it as cheaply as possible because this is just a container. So instead of going out and buying weed cloth or having this excavated until you get to a certain soil, you can just use cardboard. Cardboard, this will provide a good weed barrier for that bottom, and the cardboard will just break down over time and turn into soil. So let's get that done. And just line it pretty liberal. You know, it doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to block some weeds. Now, one thing you want to do is you want to avoid using painted cardboard. So some of those prettier boxes you've got, don't use them for this, because then you're going to have that paint inside your vegetables. You don't want that. See that? And you get to clean out your garage. Get rid of all that cardboard. Get it as best you can, and you can start throwing your filler on top of this stuff. Now there's plenty in there now, but I just want to get rid of this extra box. There you have it. Weed barrier. So now we got a pretty deep planter box here. And like I said, we want to make this inexpensive as we can. We already paid $60 for the wood. We haven't paid for anything else. And we got the box. So now for the filler, because it's such a deep span, it's 16 inches, the bottom I just need to fill with stuff. Just stuff that's going to break down. So what I have in here is these are shavings and horse poop that we got from the horse stalls. We're going to start with that. And then we're going to go to the pasture where the cows are. And we're going to get a pile of poop. And we're going to put that in there. And then we'll finish it off with some decent soil to let our plants get rooted. And then over the course of the season, this stuff will start breaking down and make some pretty good soil. This is more of the horse stall stuff. Then it's got some hay mixed in there. You know, I know some of you don't have access to this kind of stuff, but I'm sure in your area there's got to be a horse stable or a ranch. And you know what? Those owners will not object to you cleaning up their property. So you don't need this much for a smaller planter. You can just get a couple of garbage bags full. Actually, you're all invited to come here and clean up my property if you want to get out there and pick up that cow pasture. Now see, if you were to try to buy bags and bags of topsoil to fill this thing up, you would be hundreds of dollars into this thing. And that's not the purpose. The purpose is to supplement your food and not go broke. It doesn't make sense to spend thousands of dollars to grow hundreds of dollars of food. You just go out and buy it. Okay, let's go get some more stuff. So when I clean out this cow barn, I make a little pile out here and try to use the stuff from my garden. So I guess me and the cows have, what's the word for it? A symbiotic relationship. I feed them, they feed me. Leave it out here to just dry for a few days anyway. That way it's not so darn heavy. You guys think it's weird me videoing a video scooping up cow poop? That's country, man. That's country. And so for those of you making gardens, like I said before, the local farmer is not going to object to you coming out here and cleaning up his pasture like this. You'd probably appreciate it. I would. Even you guys in the suburbs, you know, there's a lot of resources out there. You don't have to buy everything for your garden. There's a lot of just opportunities out there to get what you need. Okay, one pile down. Let's go get another one. You know, my cows give me this stuff willingly. I don't have to bribe them or anything. Well, I have to bribe them a little bit. Now, if you guys are worried about the flies, find yourself a farmer like me. I actually use a feed-through fly control to where the cows, they lick it on their minerals, and it makes their poop sterile for fly eggs. So, out here, that's part of our fly control. So I don't know if you can see, but there's no flies in this stuff. If you guys are still with me doing this, you guys are good viewers. I appreciate every one of you. Leave me a comment if you think this is a good way to spend a Sunday afternoon. That'll do it. Spread this out a little bit. We're getting closer. See, that's 3 wheelbarrows full. And we're not even halfway up yet. So let's go find another source, fill this up. They sell forest mulch for a lot of money in them stores. I'll just come out to my forest and get me some mulch. Let's head back. So I saw in a video, a gentleman was saying that we Americans have to spend $11,000 more a year to keep the same standard of living. So the idea here is to grow something for yourself. You know, once you get these planters done, this is a trip to the grocery store that you don't have to make. Now, you're not going to grow everything, so you're still going to have to go to the store to get a few items. You know, you're not going to grow toilet paper. There are no toilet paper plants. But you can get some vegetables, some good dark greens, tomatoes, peppers, and at least you're saving on your salads. And this is probably better for you. You don't know where those vegetables were resourced. These you know. I know this stuff isn't grown with any pesticides. You know, I didn't put any pesticides in my forest. I probably don't want that in there, huh? That'll be okay. So just try to grow something, no matter where you are. If you're in the country, in the suburbs, in the cities, you can grow something in a 5-gallon bucket. But just get started. You know, times are such that you probably need to learn some new skills. Gardening is going to be one of them. So I encourage you to find a few seeds. Just see if you can sprout them. Get a few cucumber seeds. See if you can get something to grow. It might be a skill that helps you out immensely later on in years. I think we're going to need one more scoop. Boy, this is the downfall of getting your own forest mulch. Sticks. Sticks. A lot of sticks. But I'm guessing in vegetables don't mind just a few sticks here and there. I had some sand left over from when I filled those, filled the cow barn and the horse barn. So I'll mix a little bit of that in here too. And that is actually looking pretty darn good. That's actually looking real good. Nice and rich with that forest mulch. A little bit of sand to help that drainage. Few sticks. One more scoop, we're going to top this off. Okay, I think that'll fill it up. So, try to get most of these big sticks out. Hey, that's real forest products. Look at how dark and rich that soil is. Now, the only downfall is I did plant out there some ryegrass last winter. So, I'm probably going to get some ryegrass popping up. But that's okay. Part of gardening is weeding. Do the best you can. Now, if you're worried about weeds, you could probably cover this with a black tarp. Let the sun heat it up real good, and it'll probably sterilize this. But I'm not too concerned with that. It's the same system I used last year. I got a few weeds, but you just pluck them as they come. As long as you're maintaining your garden, you shouldn't have any problem. This will probably sink a little bit. It's pretty fluffy now, but we'll just add as we need. We got it mostly leveled out. We did this whole planter box for 60 bucks. And that's just because I didn't have the wood. But everything else I sourced from the farm here itself. And like I said before, you guys must know people with ranches, with farms, with stables. And they'll let you come source some stuff from them. This is going to be the final step. And I grew these from seed. I got radishes, broccoli, bell peppers. It's a proud day when that table is full of the vegetables that you grew with your own 2 hands. I'd like everybody to experience that. So I appreciate you guys watching. We're Hoofin' Homestead. This is what we do, stuff like this. If you subscribe, I'd appreciate that. A thumbs up, I like that too. God bless y'all. You have a great day.